Hey, Zach here, and I wanted to shoot this quick video today to talk to you about creating a really cohesive Facebook ad strategy. And really quick, I just want to mention that when I say Facebook ads, I'm talking Facebook ads, Instagram ads, stories, reels, all that good stuff. And I wanted to walk you through like what I think makes up a really cohesive strategy. And real quick, for those of you who don't know me, hello, I'm Zach Spuckler, and I run an agency that's managed a couple $1 million in Facebook ads. We've generated millions for ourselves and our clients with ads. And I tell you that just because I want you to know, we're not just talking about ads for ads or coaching coaches for coaches. We have worked with people in a variety of spaces, dog training, color intuitives. We really understand what works with ads. And I want to empower you today with understanding what a cohesive strategy looks like. So I think the first place to start is understanding like what a really good strategy, in my opinion, should do for your business. So first things first, if you want to run an ads strategy that is going 24/7, that builds your audience, first things first, it should do just that. Grow your audience 24/7, help you reach new people, generate new leads and sales between major promotions, because so many people I talk to, they go into a launch and they say like, my launch is going to be my list builder. And your launch is going to convert better if you are growing your audience all the time, nurturing that audience all the time, and then making offers to your nurtured audience. You also want to have a clear path for launch and cash influx. There's going to be times in your business where you either want to launch a product or you want to just create an influx of cash for a project. And finally, a good strategy should work together cohesively. So, I see so many people piecemeal. They go, oh, I'm going to do this in February, and then I'm going to launch in March, and then hopefully I'll generate sales in December. And it's like your strategy should be working together cohesively all the time. And the way that we do that, in my opinion, is to have these core pieces of a strategy. First things first, you want lead generation. And so lead generation is about growing the audience that 24/7. But between lead gen and launching, you also have kind of this evergreen period of time. You have this period of time where you're not necessarily actively launching or enrolling into your coaching program or selling, and yet you want to make sure that the business doesn't get stale, for lack of a better word. You want to make sure that the business is still growing, the audience is still nurturing, the engagement is still happening, so that then when it does come time to launch your product, service, program, you actually reach the right people. So in my opinion, your core strategy needs to grow the audience, engage the audience consistently through evergreen means, and then launch to that same audience plus potentially cold audiences to get people to buy your products. So this is what we call the path, and it's kind of this fun camp themed path, if you will. You want to start with your leads. You want to then move into the ads strategy, your evergreen strategy, which allows you to ascend the launch mountain and create a massive influx of sales. And then you kind of repeat, right? So you start in the lead lake, if you will. You kind of bring those leads in, get them with you. You then move together through the strategy forest of evergreen and engagement so that you can move on to the launch. And like I said, this starts with lead generation ads, okay? So lead generation ads really need to grow your audience in between the launches, but they also should prime your audience to want to buy your products via email sequence and promotion. And then it should consistently grow your list. And you might be like, what's the difference between growing your audience and growing your list? To me, if you are not consistently growing your list, right? You can get new opt-ins, new reach, new engagement. But if the list isn't growing, meaning you're not net growth all the time of your email list, you're really not expanding your audience. You're staying at the same level, right? And so there's two ways that we grow our email list. Type 1 is what I call instant form ads. So instant form ads are where people see you on Facebook, they see an ad that looks like this, and instead of taking them to your website, it pops up an instant form where they enter their name and email. Now, the benefits of this are that they tend to be cheaper, they're a lot easier to run, you tend to have higher landing page conversion rates, which means ultimately you pay less per lead. Lower cost, higher conversion equals better cost per lead. But there are times that I will use landing page ads, and that is what you think of in the traditional sense of driving people to your website. Typically, I will use these when I want people to see my thank you page. Maybe I'm doing a special tripwire, or I've got a special offer on my thank you page and I really want more people to see it. But I will use a combination of landing page and lead form ads to grow my list holistically. But here's the thing. It's not enough to just run ads and grow your list. There are two additional pieces that I highly recommend. The first is that you have a simple email sequence that goes out to new people who join your list. And the second is a tripwire offer. Okay, so over on the right here, you can see this is just our sales channel that I'm just kind of scrolling through. We essentially generate sales on a day-to-day basis in our business because we do these two things. One, when someone joins our email list, we offer them a low ticket product as a tripwire. And a tripwire is just a fancy way of saying on the thank you page, you get made a special offer, right? The second thing is we do email sequences. So everyone who joins our list is going to go through a 5 to 14, depending on the offer, email sequence that sells a low ticket offer. The goal with this is to offset our ad cost, create customers, and generate daily sales. But it's really important that we cover this because I don't want you to think, oh, growing the list is enough. No, growing the list and then engaging them into buyers really is the key to this piece, right? So once you're growing that list every day and you're making offers every day, then you want to have what I call evergreen ads running. And evergreen ads, in my opinion, should amplify your best performing content. They should also help you generate additional sales through engagement with your content, but also have a really solid preceding experience for your launch and promotions. So here's what I mean by that. First and foremost, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram or both, we take some of our best performing Instagram content and we amplify it with advertising because we want to be top of mind. We call this omnipresence. You want to show up everywhere consistently, email, Facebook, Instagram. Then you want people to engage with and buy your products, right? And then a preceding experience is really a fancy way of saying you don't just want to one day go, I'm launching. You want to tease that launch. You want to lead up to that launch. So for example, this video is our talking about Facebook ads precedes some of our Facebook ad offers that are coming up over the coming months, right? So I'm not just throwing up a random YouTube video. I'm saying, hey, I've got Facebook ads, programs, and offers coming up over the next 2 to 3 months. So I'm going to create content and I'll amplify that content with advertising that specifically talks about Facebook ads, right? So functionally, we run social reach campaigns, and this is about expanding your influence. And so many people want to run ads to like get people to like or follow them on Instagram. We're not trying to get cold audiences to like and follow us on Instagram. We're actually running an ad specifically to our warm market, people on our email list, people who have been to our website, people who are already engaging with us but don't follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And we run some of our best content, video clips from our podcast, static posts that have done well on Facebook or Instagram, and even Instagram Reels, right? The point of this, again, the goal here is not necessarily profit at this point, it's omnipresence. It's that you are starting to see our brand, our message, our market over and over and over again in this target area, right? You are seeing preceding content about Facebook ads via video clips, static posts, and Instagram Reels over and over and over again in your feed because we're priming for our big launch, right? Then what we also do is evergreen retargeting. So if you, in this scenario, go to one of our products, you're going to be retargeted from that product with a Facebook and Instagram ad to remind you to buy. And that can be a low ticket, a mid ticket, a high ticket, but it's a product that's always available. We're retargeting people to buy it, right? So again, the video clips, the static posts, the Instagram Reels, we're using those also to retarget people to products. Cool. So now you're growing the list, you're making offers, you're retargeting that growing list with social and retargeting sales content. Then you have your launch ads, which I think is like the big piece of the equation that compounds the effect of the other two. So launch ads should essentially bring an influx of leads to your launch, your webinar, your challenges, your live promos, and sell your core offers via retargeting. So there's two phases to a launch. There's the lead generation phase, and it's essentially very similar in concept to our list building, but it's for a compressed period of time. For a compressed period of time, we're saying, hey, come join my webinar, join my challenge, join my live video series, sign up, and then come watch it, right? And then phase two is the sales retargeting. So this is where we're saying, hey, you are now on my launch list. You're going to retarget the list of everyone who signed up for the launch to buy your core offer, your training, enroll with you, buy your service, whatever you're selling via your launch. This is the period of time where, very similar to the all the time social retargeting, but this time you're retargeting specifically your launch list to buy from you. Okay. So this is an example of a cart open ad. What we do is we usually do like a sales, a traffic, an engagement, or an awareness ad, but we run it to everyone who is registered for our webinar, a website custom audience of registrants, and we upload an email list of everyone who registered for, say, our webinar, and then we run an image ad that is, hey, come chat with us, ask us your questions. We also run ads that are like direct to sales page, direct to our chat box. We are always running ads to the launch list to then come back and purchase the product, right? So here's the really cool thing that I want to like pass to you is that this stacks and it all works together. So by generating leads, you are able to generate sales of your offers on a regular basis, which creates stability. By having stability and growing your audience, you're able to have really intentional launches, which creates a cash influx, right? So by having all of these things together, by having your leads, by having your offers, by having your launches all playing together, you create a cohesive launch strategy, okay? So if you're watching this and you're like, this is great and I want to implement this, right? Maybe you're watching this and you're saying, I really want to pull this together. Like this sounds like a really cohesive strategy and I'd love for you to help me implement it, right? Well, we actually have what's called the Facebook Ads Summer Camp, and it's only open for registration through July 2nd. But in this summer camp, we're going to take you through a 4-week 4-campaign process. And in week 1, we're going to List Builders Lodge. And at List Builders Lodge, we are going to literally help you understand cohesively both those instant form ads and those lead generation ads that are designed to help you generate sales. Not sales, but like the growth of your business. And then as a result, you get sales through your tripwires and your sequences. Then in the second week, we're going to join the Social Growth Scouts, and I'm going to teach you how to create those ongoing Omnipresence high-level awareness campaigns that help you generate new followers, new engagement, new growth of your social channels. And then in the third week, we're going to talk sales retargeting. So I'm going to help you understand what are the evergreen retargeting ads that you need to run to generate ongoing sales and growth of your business. And then finally, in week 4, we're going to have campfire conversions, which is the launch. We're going to talk about the Mac Daddy strategy, if you will. How do you actually launch your courses and offers and products via launches with Facebook and Instagram ads with intention? So if you want to learn more, I won't drag on and on in this video, but you can go to adssummercamp.com and I have the full sales page there with all the information, what we cover, what the bonuses are, the price, all that good stuff over at adssummercamp.com. Feel free to go check it out. We would love to have you. And I will end this video with this by saying, look, whether you join Ad Summer Camp or not, there is so much benefit to having a cohesive ad strategy. I really hope this video has given you some intel into how you can do that, and that at the very least, you start running ads to grow your list so that you can create long-term viability, sustainability, and growth of your business. All right. Until next time, stay not so average, and I will see you on the YouTubes.